You know that feeling, right? When someone you barely met actually remembers your name later.
Oh, yeah, it's like a little spark.
Exactly. A jolt of connection. Well, um, turns out that feeling isn't just random.
Hmm.
Today, we're doing a deep dive into well, the surprising power behind that simple act.
Remembering names.
Yeah, remembering names. We're looking at ideas, kind of inspired by this concept that to really, win in interactions, you got to name it.
Right. It sounds like basic manners, doesn't it?
Totally.
But when you dig deeper, actually remembering and using names, well, it can have a much bigger impact.
More than just avoiding that awkward, hey.
Way more. We're going to explore how this seemingly small skill can open doors and build stronger connections in ways you maybe haven't even thought about.
Okay.
Think of it like a shortcut.
Well, sure.
Understanding why names really, truly matter.
All right, let's start with the basics then. How important your own name is to you.
Yeah.
It's like your personal badge, isn't it? And this idea we're exploring it suggests that everyone feels their name is almost like a superhero cape.
A superhero cape. I like that. It's a core part of who you are, your identity.
Exactly.
So when someone remembers it and actually uses it, it validates that identity.
Validates, yeah, like they actually see you.
Right. It signals you're important enough to be remembered. It's subtle maybe, but really powerful recognition.
Like they track your personal secret code or something.
Kind of. And it gets better. This perspective suggests using someone's name makes you like instantly more likable.
Instantly. How so?
Well, it shows you paid attention, right? That you
Yeah.
cared enough to remember this fundamental thing about them.
It's like a little bit of social magic.
It really is. It signals engagement, respect,
Mm-hmm.
and that naturally makes interactions smoother, more positive. It suggests remembering names helps you connect, start conversations more easily.
So it's like a friendly key.
Yeah, a friendly key that can unlock new relationships. That's a good way to put it.
Okay, so it all sounds great, but
Yeah.
what about the flip side? When someone doesn't remember your name,
Ah, yes. The downside.
that can make you feel pretty invisible, can it? Just, another face in the crowd. I think we've all felt that.
Absolutely. It can feel dismissive, like you just didn't register.
Ouch.
And practically speaking, forgetting a name when you really probably should know it.
Well, that leads straight to those wonderfully awkward silences.
Oh, the worst. Those moments where you're scrambling.
Mm-hmm. And it's not just the immediate discomfort. There can be real consequences, too.
Like what?
Like missed opportunities. Forgetting a name creates this little barrier, right?
Yeah.
That lack of personal connection might actually stop you from making a new friend or even just getting help when you need it.
Huh. Never really thought about it blocking opportunities like that.
It's interesting to see how businesses really get this. Think about the Ritz-Carlton hotels.
Oh, yeah, they're famous for service. Exactly. And a big part of that is their reputation for remembering guest names, preferences,
Right. They make you feel special.
and connecting that to the bigger picture, that personalized attention. It's not just about warm fuzzies.
No.
No, it directly impacts, customer loyalty, how much people are willing to spend, whether they come back.
Right. That tailored experience makes you feel valued, so you want to go back.
Yeah,
It's the total opposite of like calling a giant company and being just an account number.
precisely. That impersonal feeling really highlights why remembering names is so influential.
How so?
It shows you value the individual,
Right.
whether they're a hotel guest, a potential client, a colleague.
Mm-hmm.
It shows you're paying attention to them as a person, not just, a number or a transaction.
Okay, that makes sense. Now let's shift gears a bit. What about friendships?
Ah, yes. Building connection.
The perspective we're exploring here kind of frames remembering names as a key tool for that.
Yeah.
Almost like becoming what was it? A friendship ninja.
Yeah, a friendship ninja. Using this skill to build those bonds.
So what's the benefit of being this ninja?
Well, according to this view, you can make friends faster. Much faster.
Oh.
Using someone's name just creates this immediate sense of familiarity,
Really?
Connection, it helps build rapport quicker, bypasses some of that initial awkwardness.
It shows you're actually interested in getting to know them.
Exactly. And it also suggests remembering names can boost your popularity.
Really?
Popularity.
Well, think about it. People naturally like people who make them feel good, right?
Sure.
And being remembered, being seen, that feels good.
Yeah, it does.
It's a simple way to just create positive vibes in social situations. And when people feel remembered, feel valued, they're more likely to, welcome you.
Welcome you into their group.
Yeah, it makes you feel more included, fosters that sense of belonging.
Okay, but what happens when the friendship ninja messes up, forgets the name?
Well, yeah, that can definitely make it harder to form those bonds.
Well, people might just see it as a lack of interest. If you can't remember something as basic as their name, maybe you weren't really listening.
Hmm, that makes sense. It could signal you weren't engaged.
Right. And imagine being in a group where everyone else seems to know names and you're the one fumbling.
Oh, that's an isolating feeling.
Yeah.
Definitely feels like you're left out.
It creates a bit of a social barrier, yeah.
And forgetting a name, even if you don't mean it, can just create a bad first impression.
It can. It might seem a bit rude or like you just didn't think they were important enough to remember.
Ouch. It's interesting how some businesses nail this on a smaller scale too, like Chick-fil-A.
Oh, yeah. How so?
Well, even for a quick order, they often try to call your name when it's ready.
Ah, right. That little personal touch.
Yeah. It's small, but it kind of elevates the whole thing, doesn't it?
It does. Makes it feel less transactional. It's such a contrast to those places where you feel totally anonymous, like the person serving you couldn't care less.
Exactly.
And again, this loops back to influence, doesn't it?
Yeah. How do you mean?
By making people feel seen, appreciated, just by remembering their name in social settings. You
Oh.
naturally build that social connection, that influence, strengthens relationships.
Okay, got it. So let's widen the lens now. Beyond just friendships and quick interactions, the perspective we're digging into suggests remembering names is actually like a secret success ingredient.
Yeah, that's the idea. That it's not just about being nice, it actually actively contributes to your success in, well, all sorts of things.
Like what kind of success?
Well, one key benefit highlighted is that people are just more likely to help you if you remember their name.
Hmm. Why is that?
It builds that connection, that goodwill, makes collaboration smoother, people are more willing to lend a hand.
It's that reciprocity thing again, isn't it? You help those who acknowledge you.
Exactly. You feel seen as an individual. And it also suggests remembering names increases your influence.
Influence. How?
People just tend to pay more attention, right? They're
Yeah.
more easily persuaded by people who make them feel valued. And remembering their name is a simple way to do that.
Ah, because you feel respected when they use your name?
Precisely. You feel heard, seen,
Mhm.
so you're naturally more open to what they have to say.
And what about in like a team setting? At work?
Oh, crucial there. Remembering names helps build strong team bonds. Everyone feels valued, like they belong, part of the group. That boosts teamwork overall.
That sense of belonging, yeah, that's huge for morale. But what about the downside at work? If you don't remember names?
Well, it can make getting cooperation tricky.
How so?
People might just be less willing to, go the extra mile if they feel like you don't even know who they are. Creates distance.
Hinders teamwork, basically.
Definitely. And it can lower your influence, too.
Lower influence.
Yeah. If you don't show your value colleagues or clients enough to remember their names, well, they might not take your ideas quite as seriously.
Oof, that's a bit harsh, but I can see it. It unintentionally sends a message, doesn't it?
A message of maybe not enough respect.
Yeah.
And that lack of recognition. It can also just lead to less enthusiasm,
Yeah.
lower motivation, less engagement from the team.
Because people don't feel personally acknowledged.
Exactly. Think about Starbucks, how they train baristas to try and remember regulars' names.
Right. Grande latte for Sarah.
Yeah? It's a small thing, but it often builds that customer loyalty, makes the experience feel more personal, more positive.
It really does. Totally different from a shop where the staff are just impersonal, never remember you, even if you go in every day.
Makes you feel like your business isn't really valued, does it?
Yeah, it does.
So the core idea here is that remembering names builds influence in professional contexts too. Makes people feel respected, valued, and that leads to stronger, more productive working relationships.
Okay, this is all making a lot of sense. Now, to really kind of hammer this home, you mentioned a story.
Yes, a story to illustrate the impact. Let's imagine this guy, Alex. An entrepreneur, right? Great product, really innovative.
Okay.
But his sales, well, they weren't great, not reflecting how good the product actually was.
And why not?
Well, part of the problem, this story suggests, was Alex's internal environment, his own company culture.
What was wrong with it?
He had a small team, but he rarely used their names. It was always hey or you.
Ouch. I could see how that would hurt morale.
Definitely low morale. And he didn't really connect with them personally, ask about their lives, anything like that. So teamwork suffered.
That's pretty cold, actually.
It does. And the story goes on. When mistakes happened, Alex was apparently quick to criticize very directly.
Oh dear. That would make people afraid to try things.
Exactly. Stifled initiative, lowered confidence, plus he just gave orders. No, why? Just do this.
So no sense of ownership for the team.
None. And meetings, apparently it was the Alex show. All him talking made everyone else feel like their opinions just didn't count.
Yikes. Not a great place to work, it sounds like.
Not ideal. And externally, with clients, the picture wasn't much better.
What was happening there?
He consistently forgot their names, made them feel unimportant right off the bat, and he'd just push his product, focus only on that instead of trying to understand what the client actually needed.
So clients felt misunderstood.
Yeah. Misunderstood, less likely to buy. And even with repeat clients, people who bought before, he wouldn't remember their preferences. Just treated them like a new transaction every time.
No relationship building at all.
Right. His follow-up emails, generic blasts, usually ignored. And the final straw. If a customer complained, Alex got defensive.
Oh, that's the worst.
Drove customers away. They felt unheard, unvalued.
So basically, great product, terrible people skills, especially with names.
Pretty much. Despite the product, his inability to connect, starting with just remembering names, was seriously holding him back. He was frustrated.
Okay, so things were looking bleak for Alex, but I sense a turnaround.
Yes. Then came the turning point. Alex, according to the story, happened to read a book, maybe one like the source we're drawing from, and it just clicked. The power of remembering names, of valuing people. It was a real aha moment for him.
So what did he do? How did things change?
Well, internally first. He made a real conscious effort, started learning and using his team's names.
Actually saying good morning, Sarah, instead of hey, you.
Exactly. And asking about their weekends, their lives outside work. It made them feel genuinely valued.
I bet. What else?
He started asking for their ideas, actually listening to them in meetings. That fostered collaboration, made them feel part of things.
Huge shift from the Alex show.
Massive. And feedback changed too. Instead of just criticism, he'd start with praise. Like, hey, that report was really thorough. Maybe next time we could just add a section on X.
Ah, the praise sandwich approach. But effective.
Yeah.
Encourages growth.
Right. And instead of orders, he started asking questions. How's that project coming along? Any roadblocks I can help with?
Giving them autonomy, responsibility.
Exactly. And small things too. Acknowledging birthdays, work anniversaries, built real loyalty, camaraderie.
Wow, sounds like a completely different company culture. What about with clients?
Just as big a change, he got serious about remembering names, repeating them, using little memory tricks, whatever it took.
Made them feel that personal connection right away.
Yes. And he flipped his sales approach. Started asking about their business, their needs, before pitching his product.
Making them feel understood.
Truly understood. He even started keeping notes on client preferences, mentioning things from previous conversations. Showed he valued the relationship, not just the sale.
That's smart. Makes a huge difference.
And those generic emails, gone. Replaced with personalized follow-ups referencing specific things they discussed. Much more effective.
I bet they actually got read now.
You bet. And complaints. He learned to listen. Patiently. Apologize sincerely. Try to understand and fix the problem.
That builds incredible loyalty, even after a problem.
Absolutely. So it was this holistic change, wasn't it? All stemming from valuing people, starting with their names, impacting all his interactions.
Okay, so the big question. What was the outcome for Alex in his business?
Well, as the story goes, the transformation was incredible.
Yeah.
Because he prioritized remembering names, valuing people. His employees became way more motivated, super loyal. His clients, they became fiercely loyal too. Referrals probably went up.
And sales.
Soared, absolutely soared. The company grew significantly. Alex went from struggling to being a real financial success.
Wow. And the key wasn't just the product.
Not at all. The key was the connection, the human element. That's what unlocks the potential.
It's a really powerful story. Shows how much impact this seemingly small thing can have.
It really does. A great illustration of how focusing on people, making them feel valued, starting with their name, can drive real, tangible results.
Which brings us back to, well, to you listening right now.
Yeah, you can do this too.
Absolutely. Thinking about everything we've just discussed, remembering names, it really is like a superpower you can develop, like becoming a name wizard.
A name wizard, I like it. And the core benefits are pretty clear, aren't they?
Yeah, I think so. First, just making people feel special, liked, appreciated.
Second, building stronger friendships, deeper connections.
Yeah. And third, opening doors, new opportunities, both personally and professionally.
Exactly, all from that one skill.
So here's the challenge, maybe. Start practicing actively. Pay attention when you meet someone new.
Really focus for that second.
Yeah, make a point of saying their name back to them. Nice to meet you, David.
Helps cement it.
And then later, try to recall it. Make that mental effort.
You might be surprised, honestly, at the positive ripple effect, the little changes it makes.
You really can become that name wizard.
It's totally within reach, just needs a bit of, focused effort. And as we've seen, the rewards, stronger relationships, more influence, they can be pretty significant.
So embrace your inner name wizard. And that kind of brings us to the end of this deep dive.
Yeah, into the surprisingly powerful art of remembering names.
We really hope this discussion gave you some valuable insights, some things to think about.
Why this little detail can pack such a big punch.
We'll be back soon with another deep dive, exploring more fascinating ideas.
Until then.
Go out there and make those connections, one remembered name at a time. You know that feeling, right? When someone you barely met actually remembers your name later.
Oh yeah, it's like a little spark.
Exactly, a jolt of connection. Well, turns out that feeling isn't just random. Today we're doing a deep dive into the surprising power behind that simple act.
Remembering names.
Yeah, remembering names. We're looking at ideas, kind of inspired by this concept that to really, win in interactions, you got to name it.
Right. It sounds like basic manners, doesn't it?
Totally.
But when you dig deeper, actually remembering and using names, well, it can have a much bigger impact.
More than just avoiding that awkward, hey.
Way more. We're going to explore how this seemingly small skill can open doors and build stronger connections in ways you maybe haven't even thought about.
Okay.
Think of it like a shortcut.
Well, sure.
Understanding why names really, truly matter.
All right, let's start with the basics then. How important your own name is to you.
Yeah.
It's like your personal badge, isn't it? And this idea we're exploring suggests that everyone feels their name is almost like a superhero cape.
A superhero cape. I like that. It's a core part of who you are, your identity.
Exactly.
So when someone remembers it and actually uses it, it validates that identity.
Validates, yeah, like they actually see you.
Right. It signals you're important enough to be remembered. It's subtle maybe, but really powerful recognition.
Like they track your personal secret code or something.
Kind of. And it gets better. This perspective suggests using someone's name makes you instantly more likable.
Instantly. How so?
Well, it shows you paid attention, right? That you cared enough to remember this